Well, welcome to episode 53, and Mark and Fiona head off to Vathy. He practices some more drone flying. Whoops! Very nearly crashed. See what happens there. Wow, that absolutely was a very close call. Anyway, we got to Vathy. We love it. Greek Orthodox Church, the whole of Greece celebrating their Easter. And what a barbecue that was. Then we take a road trip. We head over to the other side of the peninsula. We visit what is a very, very interesting town. Once was a huge tourist area, now not so much. But pretty special place actually, and learnt an awful lot about it. We'll share some of that with you. And it's an amazing part of Greece. No two ways about that. And then Mark meets Mama, and Mama is a wonderful chef. What a privilege it was to meet Mama. Finally, we head back to Athens for our final repairs. First time at night with just Fiona and I. What a gorgeous morning it was. So neat to get back to Zia Marina. It feels a little bit like home now. Went back on to our old berth too, so watch and enjoy. And in every episode now, I want to try and do a little bit more drone flying and just get better and better at it, hopefully. What a neat place to start Vathy is. It is just so cute. And I am finding it's becoming a little bit more instinctive now. You can sort of operate more than just one control at a time. But have a look at this, see what you think. My latest effort. Whoop-a-daisy. Ooh, that was just way too close. I don't think the drone knew it was there. And today we've dropped the family off, they're on their way, and we are going to go to Vathy, which is over here. We'll get rid of the previous track, we'll start navigation, but we won't stick the autopilot in. And according to that, you see we've got 20.7 miles to run, so it's about 2 hours 45. And we have dropped off the port line at the stern, and as soon as we get the guy from the marina to come, we will drop off the starboard line, and then we can go forward and take off the mooring lines. Pretty windy here, as you can see, and it's pretty choppy out there, about a metre and about 18 knots, so it won't be the most pleasant of crossings, but anyway, we're almost ready to go.
Why was that not good?
Because I should have just kept momentum going so that we had steerage.
Okay.
Okay, so you probably noticed there a little bit of a steering issue that we've been dealing with. And what it is there is a leaky valve in the main steering system that is applying the brake to the wheel. So if a little bit of hydraulic fluid sneaks past the valve, which it's doing, then it applies the brake. So when you've got the wind coming from the starboard side and you're trying to turn to the right, and every time you turn the wheel the brake goes on, you've just got to slow the turning right down. And if you slow it right down you can keep turning. The problem is when I guess you feel a little bit of urgency, you've just got to get going. It's not quite that easy. So what happened back there was the wind caught the bow, started swinging it around to the port, and I had to use the bow thruster and just go into reverse idle so that the boat stops. And luckily we've got a great bow thruster on the boat. So anyway, we tried fixing it, we tried flushing it, and now they've decided that there is a faulty valve. So the faulty valve is being couriered to us here for when we come back, and I'm going to replace that. That's amazing, sweetie. That's exactly what John Enright said, eh? See, the seas are coming this way.
Yeah.
We're quartering it.
Yeah.
So you're right. You imagine if we're going into that.
There you go, thump.
But yeah. Whereas really.
Yeah, you only get about one thump every 6.
Yeah. And this is it's actually not too bad, is it?
No, it's not too bad.
Got a friend out here today as mad as us. So he's doing 10 knots, we're doing about 5, so it just goes to show. And that extra tonnage just keeps them nice and, well, smooth as you can hope to be, but it'll be lovely to have that kind of speed. I bet he's burning the gas though. Greek Orthodox Easter over here, pretty special time, and apparently every Greek Orthodox Easter Sunday everybody eats lamb. Pretty amazing. They're getting about 60 people at this restaurant for lunch. At the moment they can't fit us in, but we'll have to see what happens. Looks beautiful. Oh, neat little setup. A yummy lunch, eh? Here in Vathy. And every now and then there's a massive cannon shot goes off. I'm trying to capture it on video so I can show you. But it sounds like literally like an explosion, but it appears every hour. I don't know what the rhythm is, we're going to find out. The cannon fires off, and about 15 minutes ago they fired about 6 shots. I thought, oh, I'll stick the video on. Well, they've just fired another shot off, but now they're not repeating it. So I'm going to get to the bottom of it, and I will find out, hopefully record it, and let you know what it's all about. But lunch looks like it's almost ready. All done, huh? Hot. Beautiful.
Wait.
Anyway, this taverna right behind the boat has been in the same family since the 1950s, and on the wall inside there's just this amazing photo of the granddaughter of the person that started it, great-grandfather, sitting outside having a cup of coffee in 1960, and now it's his great-granddaughter that's running it, and her husband, who's come from the UK, slowly learning Greek. Just doing a Garmin update from version 34 to version 35.10. Got the starboard panel, port panel, and the flybridge panel, and the Garmin autopilot doing its update, and that all comes through Active Captain. And there's Active Captain on my iPad, and there's a network called Boomer on the boat, and they all talk to each other. Download the update into the iPad, then the iPad connects to the Garmin system on the boat and processes the update. And takes about half an hour to do by the time it's loaded all the software. You get the odd failure. I got a failure before, so I had to restart everything, and you'll see there on the Flybridge, update's complete, and it's now installing the update on the port panel. Always something to do on a boat. While I'm doing that, there's carnage down here. What are you up to, Tweedles?
Redoing the room.
The guest cabin.
The guest cabin, yep. I've washed the sheets and everything.
Dried them out on our cute little dryer, eh?
Back. So just got that one on and put the single duvets in under the bed. Now the sheet on, and then I'll need a hand with the duvet.
Okay, it's a neat room, eh?
It is. It's really cool.
Like, you know, you can sit up in bed.
I just thought, wouldn't it be cool if they had made, have they made the bed to be 2 single beds? If you could also make it that would slide up, and this became a couch, so it'd be like a couch where you could watch TV.
We could have a TV room. We could have a movie room. So what? Hang on. So what you're saying is, I hope Nordhavn's listening. So if Jeff designed it, and Mina would have to get someone to build it. You're saying have a bend about there, and would it automatically slide up?
Oh, you'd have to, like they do with the TV.
So it have to be a button.
Yeah.
And it slides up.
And
what angle though?
That just becomes your backrest, and you can leave
90 degrees? So you want
no, on an
angle.
Side angle, yeah.
But then you'd need a bigger TV there.
Could do that. This room.
That wouldn't be a big enough TV, would it?
No, not
if you did that.
No, if it was a TV room, yeah.
Anyway, I think that's something you might find. Watch the space that Jeff puts that in a design, and they'll have a Nordhavn with a movie room. Anyway, I came down here to show you a big job that we have to do every day, and that is under this floor panel. You'll see that bit of dust there, sweetie.
Oh, thanks, Mark.
We have to talk to the dusting person. Under this panel here, we have the drains for the for the grey water and the black water. So I'll go around there. Take the one on the right hand side or the starboard side. So they're just valves that slide across like that, and you see the open down here. So that is the valve for the deck discharge. So you can plug in on the deck. A lot of places over here have that, where you can pump your sewerage out and your grey water out, and they plug in, and say, for example, there you've got grey water, spelt Gray, anyway, and then once that's complete, you just swing it round and you've got the black water tank. Or, while you're going along, you have the overboard discharge, and that's obviously the one we use 90% of the time. So what we do is we always leave that in port on grey water tank, because then when we leave, we can empty that out, because that's, believe it or not, the really stinky one. So you get rid of that, and then you go over to black water. 300 litres in each tank. They fill up fairly quick when you've got 6 on board, but when there's just the 2 of us, we can probably stay in a harbour like this, I reckon, for 4 days, don't you, Kit?
Yeah, easy.
Easy. We can stay in for 4 days, and we do the yellow weeing in the toilet. So,
if you think with the 6 of us, 3 days is the max.
We did 3 days, eh?
Yeah. Well then, so 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
Then you do the maths on it for if it's just the 2 of you.
True. And you definitely do the yellow weeing, so you only empty about every 5 flushes.
Can you get out of here so I can carry on, please?
Thought you might be interested in that. Oh, hi Mark.
Lovely.
Thank you. I can almost get out of here. It looks like I've got an obstacle in the way.
No, you're not going anywhere. You're turning that off, putting it down, and then you're going to help me do the duvet.
Ah, okay. All right. There's one cool scooter, eh? Pretty special place, eh? I mean, you're coming through that opening, And these guys are going to show you how to med moor. So that's what we did yesterday. You basically come in, head over to this side, almost completely here is the idea apparently. You drop the anchor over here, so everybody's anchor goes right across the bay, and on the boat at the moment we're indicating 30 metres out, so it's about 30 metres across, so not a lot of room when the boat's 15 metres. Here they come, look, coming right forward. And there we go, dropping the anchor. The idea is to get it on the bottom and then put about 5 or 6 metres on top of it. He's backing up straight away, but the advice we got was drop quite a bit of chain on top, then start backing up, so that you can actually unravel it as you go, or back up very, very slowly. But
Henry's going to go and help them with the rope.
yep, there's Henry, our neighbour. He's jumping off to go and help them with the ropes. The thing is, they drop the anchor over here, so you can see how the angle that they've got is a bit of an angle there, and we ended up with the same thing. In an ideal world, they'd pull over right beside us, because if they can get right beside us and they've got their anchor straight out, whereas you can imagine if 2 more boats fit in between us, and if they come over here and put their anchor straight out, they run the risk of blocking with his anchor, and then you've got all sorts of problems. But it's not that deep here, you'll be able to get down the bottom. So he backs up now and he goes almost to the wharf. They tie off with the lines, and then you motor forward, pulling in the anchor chain until it goes tight. And hopefully the point at which it goes tight is the point where the lines at the rear go tight and you're just the right distance off the wharf. And that is perfection in med mooring. That's a really good way of mooring boats, because back in New Zealand we'd get about 5 boats along there, they get 12. In fact, they said they can get 16. Yeah, if the cats, it's 12, but if they've got a lot of monohulls, so we've got 3 out of 4 boats here today are monohulls. But that looks good. He's done a good job. There you go, somebody else coming in to help from the restaurant. And they do that. Every now and then you even get met with Greek ouzo on a tray. If you've got a reasonably tight space to go into, you're better off going into that. Looks like he might carry on straight through. But if you've got a tight space, once you've got your bum in there, you can just nudge back and you just sort of kind of jiggle your way back into the space, and the wind has really no effect on you. But if you've got a big wide open space and you don't get it right, the wind can play havoc, because you just let drift from port to starboard to port all the time. So, yep, he's going to go into his starboard. There's a bit of a party going on over here. There's a family, Easter Sunday, playing football. They've had a bit to drink, I suspect. So they're looking good. So he's not putting his chain down as far out, and it's probably okay because it's not very windy today. But what we have find happen is, in fact, the last time we came here we did exactly that. We didn't put it in far enough, and you start trying to tighten up on your chain, and all you end up doing is pulling your chain in with the anchor on it, and by then you're tied off to the rear and your bloody anchor arrives back at the front of the boat, which is not what you want. But, and we thought we'd take you back the other way, because it does actually look a bit different. Go down on the wharf here. So here's some tables for this restaurant in behind us. We might just treat ourselves here on our last night. Imagine sitting at this table with the umbrella above you. How cool would that be? And there used to be 3 boats, and now there are 5, and you can see 2 monohulls coming in after them. So that'll be interesting, see if they go between us and the monohull and the cat, or whether they come down this end. I suspect it's going to be quite full in here tonight. Hello neighbour. We have a neighbour, sweetie.
So those people over there had to go and redo their anchor because they hadn't done it. And this small one here, which I thought had put it down too soon, they've just been trying to tighten it and their anchor's come up. So they need to release and they need to go back out. There's a real art to making sure you drop your anchor in the right place, which is all the way over by those boats. Otherwise you'll find yourself with your anchor coming up, like they just have.
All right, cheers. I'm the silver Johnny Cash.
And she just came over to
you know what I
say
did?
she liked our boat. Next minute she's on it and having a wine with us.
As you do in Vathy Harbour.
Absolutely. Right, Marky, so who are you talking to? Maureen and Philip?
No, I'm talking to Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash has come to visit us.
Everybody knows where you go when the sun goes down. I think you only live to see the lights uptown. I wasted all my time when I would try. When the lights have lost their glow, you're gonna cry. Well, soon your sugar daddies will all be gone.
He's not talking about me.
You'll wake up one cold morning and find you're alone. You'll come to me, but I'm gonna tell you bye. When I turn and walk away, you're gonna cry. You're gonna cry, and you'll cry alone. When everyone's forgotten and you're on your own, you're gonna cry.
So what's happening here, Marky?
Having dinner.
Hello, Philip. Hello, Maureen.
Hello, Fiona.
Hello.
I'm just cracking some fresh pepper on there.
Beautiful meal. Gorgeous. And these are our neighbours.
This is magic.
And they just live up there.
What a
That's where they live. And they're on our boat tonight for a meal. Isn't that just wonderful? You never know what's going to happen at the start of each day. Are you at it again, Mark?
Well, I had people that came back to me and said, you eat all the butter and all the fat that you like because it's good for you. So I'm taking their advice. And I'll tell you what, something just tastes this good, it's got to be good for you. And Renee's not here to tell me off, so why wouldn't you?
No doubt she'll tell you off when she sees us.
She know, I may not show her.
Oh, that's nice.
I might block her. Where we going, girls?
Methana.
I mean, check this hat out. I mean, it's just the cutest of hats. Is that a peacock feather?
It is.
Wow.
And the peacock is still alive.
Is it? Well, I'm pleased to hear
Sadly
that.
died.
Now, where are we going?
We're going to Methana.
Methana.
Methana town on the peninsula of Methana.
And there's a great butcher, huh?
Oh yeah, I told you.
Let's go.
Yeah, you told me about it.
Let's go, girls. When was the last time I got to take two girls out? Hey?
Aren't we lucky?
Are we lucky? Oh, isn't he lucky?
Okay, so as we said before, this peninsula at this point was a volcano. And if you look down here, I mean, it looks like acid, doesn't it? Well, this used to be just an amazing hot spring spa that went crazy. Hotels built everywhere, and look at that building. That's pretty impressive in behind there. But what happened was, and it just went, the whole area went nuts over it and became a major tourist destination. But then they covered in some of the hot pools and someone died. So the minute you cover it in, then the sulphur given off in that becomes very, very dangerous. And the minute that happened and a couple of other people got sick, there was a view out there that, hey, these springs aren't healthy, and all of a sudden it all just died down. And apparently there is a bit of a move afoot to try and resurrect the whole thing, but you wonder really whether it could be successful, because it'll be hard to avoid the facts of what happened. But as you can see, pretty amazing infrastructure to support it. And then as we go back into town, I'll video some of that. It's a massive boulevard with palm trees all along it, hotels all along the front that are basically abandoned. So it's kind of the city that was, that very slowly, I suspect, is going to just deteriorate to being a small seaside coastal town. It's amazing. Here is just the most beautiful rocky outcrop. I mean, I could just imagine in New Zealand fishing off a rock like this all day. I'll take you over here. Look at that. Just unbelievable. So over there is the island of Poros, and you won't be able to make it out exactly, but straight ahead of us there is the inlet into in behind the island of Poros. And in the previous video you would have seen us going through there in Awanui NZ. Oh my goodness, it is gorgeous. Beautiful blue Mediterranean. And this is the mainland. And then you come around the corner on the way back into town, and oh my goodness, look at that. Possibly better times in the past. And I suspect that was going to be a very upmarket, or was a very upmarket seaside restaurant. And then things collapsed. It was. That is something that was used. Bar there. Wow. You know, timber front there. Oh my gosh. And that was the view. Some light bulbs still up there. I actually wonder if it never got finished, but no, I think it did. I suspect there's no balustrading holes along the front here or anything. It's almost like it almost got open, never got finished, and something happened which could well be the springs. I have no idea what that is. It's a town on the Greek coast that really was something, and is now very slowly going back to what it was. Sleepy Hollow, I suspect. Okay, so I've been corrected. This, in the 1950s, was an absolutely upmarket bar, cafe and club where you were required to wear a tuxedo and ladies in gowns. Wow. And around here, told you I'd find out what these are. These are derelict bathing areas. So they actually put the warm water into these, and you could have an individual bathing pool. on the beachfront. You can only imagine what it must have looked like. Quite something, really. Beautiful Art Deco. Old hotel, you think?
Yep.
Yeah, just run down now, but oh my goodness.
That'll be really cool.
That would have been something pretty special in its time.
Yeah, I mean,
Not beyond it, no roof, that doesn't help. But a good plaster, good lick of paint, new roof. Oh, slow down, Mark. We're not moving to Greece. And Greece is renowned for growing absolutely beautiful roses. And they just hack them hard back, like hack. And every year they produce these blooms. Where now? Straight ahead?
straight ahead, this little Saronic Gulf.
Keep going. Which one?
Right here.
It looks open to me.
No, I'm saying I knew the Saronic would be open.
Ah,
And I'll show you some pictures on the inside. So pick your outside table, here, here, here. We'll go in. Do you want to sit? We're sitting out somewhere.
but are we going inside to see some pictures?
Yeah.
What, now or in 10 minutes?
Right now.
Now, Maureen?
Right now.
Okay, let's go. After you, Maureen.
Kalimera. Nonya Pola.
Hello, Mama. Hello, Mama.
Ναι,
Hello.
γεια σου, τι κάνεις,
Ah.
καλά είσαι,
Oh.
καλά είσαστε, ωραία μυρίζει ωραία.
Yeah?
Τι κάνεις,
Nice to
καλά,
meet you.
καλά,
What we
καλά.
got in here?
Ναι, εδώ είναι σπανακόριζο,
Oh.
γίγαντες,
Gigantes.
ναι,
And
ρύζι,
a risi.
ρύζι,
I
ναι.
recognize that.
Εδώ είναι φασολάκια,
Yeah, beans. Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful.
ναι, σπαγέτι,
Oh,
πολωνές,
spaghetti. I love bolognese. Oh, here's the mince, huh? Here's the mince. Look at this.
με ρύζι,
Ooh.
ναι,
Oh, smells beautiful.
Pasticcio.
γεμιστά, μουσακάς,
Saka.
μπιφτέκι,
Oh.
κοτόπουλο.
Lovely. Oh, what a cuddle. Here we go. Woo. Me and Mama.
When does she make all of this?
She's up at
Beef
6 o'clock
is
in the
very
morning. So, because I can take home leftovers. So, Mia Musaka, Zuzukakia Kirizi,
Ναι.
miso. Just a taste of the
Μοσχάρι.
Ναι,
Ναι,
miso.
μισό. Εδώ θα φάτε, εδώ.
Ναι,
Α, ωραία,
τώρα,
ωραία,
εδώ.
ωραία.
How cool, eh?
It's so good when you go with someone who speaks the language and knows the place.
Oh, yeah.
Really
So this is the equivalent of a craft beer
water.
in Greece. And we kind of thought we started this, but this has been going since 1876. And I wanted a lager, so I will. It's not a lager apparently, but
Bravo.
oh, that's good.
Looks nice, Marcus.
That is like an IPA.
To kind of champagne it up,
You're teaching me all sorts of things.
as you do.
Prost.
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 Yamas. So Philip comes in. She's like, down to my cuisina.
Yeah.
Keitha, you look at the pot, smell it. If you asked, we could have had a taste test of a spoon of everything before you decided.
Gosh.
And then you can ask for a quarter, order half.
Yeah.
Eat it here, eat it to go.
Wow.
And we've eaten here every other day, and everybody we bring here
Yep.
off the boats will go home with 5 or 6 freezer-ready meals
Yeah.
and eat it days later going, that was the best moussaka.
We could do
Or
that
the best
too, eh?
beef stew.
There's stuff we like. We can.
Yeah, because you're not
Hold
going to
up.
stew a beef on the boat.
No, you're not. Moussaka.
Oh.
That is home cooked food.
Well, I'm going to stop videoing.
You don't have an appointment you have to get back to, do you?
No, I'm going to stop videoing because I want to eat.
Eat.
Yeah, we've got work to do.
No, but I don't mean you have to be online or call your daughter like you're on a
No,
set.
there's no.
We
Okay.
do not have to call our daughter.
Okay.
She has her life. She's a young, independent woman, we've been told. Look at that. It just falls apart, and in there is just beautiful pink meat.
Smell this before you even think of eating it.
Okay, we're definitely going offline now because we're eating.
To your taste buds.
On our way back to Vathy, girls, with full bellies.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thanks to Maureen and all her knowledge.
Yep,
It's
and
lovely being out with someone who can speak the language and knows the place. Oh, and the lovely people of Vathy. And this is hopefully where Maureen and Philip are going to make their home.
Yeah, up on the hill here.
So we'll have a place to come and visit. We can come and visit.
We're taking dinner home with us for a few nights.
Yes.
You could take
Moussaka?
Yeah.
Moussaka?
Sucker
And stewed beef. Oh, man, so tender. Anyway, time for siesta. Beautiful bougainvillea. Beautiful bougainvillea. Gosh.
Explaining where we are.
Yeah, I am. We are walking just out of our village, Vathy, down to the waterfront, which is effectively just round the corner. And apparently there are quite a few tavernas along here, so we'll go and have a look. If we see something we really like, we'll try it, otherwise we'll go back. Very nice, eh, kid?
Beautiful. Lovely.
I sent a couple of texts, one to John Deere about getting the idle speed changed tomorrow, and I sent a message to Alpa from Aqua Prime. They've got a guy there tonight who's going to come and look at the water maker tomorrow. And I sent a text to the guys coming to put the new 9.2 gallon per minute water pump in, so that's more than twice the size of the one that we've got at the moment. Yeah. So supposedly the whole changeover of the pump will get done in the one day, but if necessary we'll just have to see if we can stay at Zia Marina for one more night. So this really was just too cute not to record. Here's Mum and Dad going out in their little fishing boat to pick up their catch, and that barrier you see coming up, or breakwater you see coming up just in front of them, apparently big fish live under there, and they just go out, put their nets out in front of that, and they catch lovely big fish that have been hiding in there. Local knowledge, eh? So we're just coming around very slowly, right?
Yep. Goodbye, Vathy. We're just coming around slowly. Green light there and red light where we have to go, and we are leaving really early in the morning because we have to be in Zia Maria by 9 o'clock, and it is now just before 5. Sun just coming up, sunrise on the 8th of May, and we're heading this way through to Athens.
Coming back into Athens now. It's a pretty busy port in the Mediterranean, lots of big ships around. Went smack through the middle of them all, but that's no problem, they're just anchored and sitting there waiting. and a few pleasure yachts coming in as well. This guy was out, not using his sails. Then this ferry appeared. I mean, he was on my starboard, so I had to give way, but he looked pretty big coming in there, so we just basically slowed down, and then he passed by pretty quickly. But we could have turned a little bit to starboard, I guess. That probably would have helped as well. Okay, all set?
Yep.
They're even getting to know our name now. Beautiful weather out there. Have fun. And in the next episode, I've got to do an oil change on the gearbox. Not as easy as you would think it would be. Anyway, I persevere, and there is nothing that Murat, owner of Telgren, won't do. And the big reveal is coming up. We are going to share with you our planned route home.